So I could see that there was an underground network of dates in America, in venues in the major cities, San Francisco, Chicago, and Detroit, etc. There was a form of radio that had nothing whatsoever to do with pop music, really. It was an underground music. These venues that I was talking about in those cities were underground venues. In the 60s, and this is the late 60s, we're getting onto about sort of 60, 68, 69, that the people then, they really had their music in America, and that's exactly what they enjoyed going to concerts, and they enjoyed, if a band splintered up, they would follow the various members and see what incarnations they would come up with, and they were very loyal and true. So when the Yardbirds folded, I could see that that was the route, and I knew that we'd already played these underground venues, and that the underground radio was waiting. It just needed the product to go on there, and whereas the pop music ones, the AM, would just play single records, they were going to play on FM whole sides of albums, so that's 20 minutes at a shot. So I figured that if you were to have quite a variety of music, one track basically following up the next, and you had quite a diversity within that music, that you would get people really listening in and buying into the whole idea of what you were doing, if it was quite experimental. So anyway, the legacy that I've had over the years is from, not so many people know of my early work as a studio musician, or possibly that much with the Yardbirds, but certainly with Led Zeppelin, with the crafting of Led Zeppelin and finding these musicians whereby Robert Plant was just a local singer in Birmingham. John Bonham was a drummer who just about started to move out of Birmingham. John Paul Jones I'd known as a musician, as a studio musician, but we had a sort of rehearsal. And the rehearsal was just, it changed everybody's life from just the first song that we played, because the intensity of these four master musicians coming together was something that none of us have ever experienced before. And from that first rehearsal, I managed to sort of basically mentor the band, because none of the others had been to America. However, I had in this underground circuit. And I was very clear about the music that I wanted to do with Led Zeppelin, and have something, a vehicle, which if the first album was going to take off, and it was actually quite a complex arrangement of ideas in there that hadn't been done by other people, and the band could just keep growing and growing, and continuing to make very unusual music. In various fields as well, and various routes. And that's basically what was accomplished. And as I say, the lifetime achievement of this is here I am now talking to you guys, and there have been a number of re-releases of Led Zeppelin. But from day one, there's been people, musicians, coming to listen to Led Zeppelin, and through the decades. And whether it's from the guitar playing, the performance aspect of that, whether it's songwriting or whether it's a production, it's been inspiring to young musicians, and I feel that really is my sort of lifetime achievement, to do something which was initially my hobby, turn that into something which was a very professional process, but still a very creative one, and not closed down, and just something which is constantly reinventing itself. And to inspire young musicians is something which is really wonderful, because you pass the baton further on. Thanks very much.